When people ask me where my story begins, they expect me to say motherhood or postpartum or heartbreak. But the truth is, my story began the day I lost my brother. And for a long time, I couldn't really talk about it, honestly, but I kept being led here to this testimony. So I don't say this lightly, and I don't say it for a shock. I say it because that was the day something inside of me shifted forever. Like, I still remember that moment like it's frozen in time. The urgent shout for help, the panic in everyone's voices, the way time just sped up and slowed down all at once. I remember his last words to me. I remember the blur. I remember my body moving before my mind could catch up. I remember watching them lift him onto the stretcher. I remember details I honestly wish I could forget. The kind of details grief just burns into you without your permission. And then there was a drive. The drive that honestly felt like my spirit had left my body, but my body kept going anyway. I don't even think I remember the road. I just remember there being silence. The kind of silence that just isn't quiet, but a whole bunch of screams at the same time. I remember walking into the hospital, hoping, praying that I would see my brother alive, that I could hold his hand, that I could say something, anything, make a joke, hear his voice. Like, it was always silly all the time. I honestly didn't know what I wanted to say. I just needed one more moment, one more chance to hear his voice. But instead, I was met with a grieving counselor. And the moment our eyes met, I just knew. Like, before anyone said a word, before anything was explained, I just kept saying, no, 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 no. Like, that moment, like, I could still hear his voice. The last thing he said to me, "I'm going to be okay, sis. Just press down right here and control the bleeding." And then he just wasn't. From that moment forward, nothing, and I mean nothing inside me was ever the same. What people don't understand about grief is this: grief doesn't just take the person you love, it takes versions of you too. Like, it took my sense of safety, it took my identity, it took my softness, it took the girl I used to be, the one who believed the world just made sense. And the way I tried to survive that pain almost destroyed me. I didn't wake up one morning and said, "I'm going to ruin my life." No, it happened slowly, quietly, in the small ways first. I just stopped caring. I stopped being present. I stopped protecting myself. Like, when grief numbs you, you lose your boundaries, you lose your judgment, you lose your sense of self. You start mistaking survival for strength. And then there was another moment, one that broke me in even more pieces, in more ways than I could honestly imagine. For the first time in my life, I didn't know what to say. I had always been the one with words, with solutions, with reassurance. But in that moment, I had nothing, not a single word. I watched someone I love unravel in a way I had never seen before. There was no fixing it, no comfort to provide, no explanation that could even touch that kind of pain. And that's when it hit me. This grief was bigger than me. Like, I was carrying my own loss and witnessing a pain I could never fully understand. I felt helpless, completely helpless. And that realization did something to me, because in that moment, I was just grieving my brother. I was grieving this illusion that I could always make things better. I was grieving the belief that love alone could protect the people we care about. I was grieving the version of myself that thought I literally could survive anything without breaking. And from there, I ran. Not physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally. I tried to outpace the pain. I tried to numb it. I tried to become someone who didn't feel so deeply. But you can't outrun grief. You can only carry it or let it carry you. And for a long time, it carried me. This is where my story really begins. Not with motherhood, not with healing, not with redemption, but with loss, with silence, with unanswered questions, with a version of myself that didn't know how to survive what she had just lived through. Because what I didn't know then was that grief was about to change the trajectory of my life. Choices I made next, they didn't look like strength. They looked like survival. And the way I survived almost cost me everything. That part of the story, that part no one really saw, that's what I'll share next.